Welcome, brothers and sisters, to today's morning heart devotion. And we like to start off by offering a greeting to our heavenly parent and true parents. 천징 참부님께 경배. 바로. And I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens to lead us into the family pledge.
가정 맹세 1. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 처녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Kyoe Parker. So Mrs. Kyoe Parker, if you can please unmute yourself.
하늘의 부모님, 참 부모님을 감사합니다. 사랑해요. Thank you so much. Heavenly parents and true parents. You are 6,000 years history of suffering and of crying and betrayed. But when true parents stood up as a parent, how much you joyed and grateful to this couple. From that moment, the parents tried to take over your suffering and your cross and try to liberate, to make you happy and make you parents for humankind. To do that, they take a tremendous, unspeakable suffering course. But yesterday we learned beyond. But to Father never thought he was doing suffering. But he was a joy to make you happy. He was joy to make you comfort. That's unthinkable, unimaginable way to think his way. Even so many times go through the death situation. And not only physical suffering, spiritual suffering, betrayal, and persecuted. Even you trusted their love, every parent. And so was a true mother. True father, of course, the physically a lot too, but true mother, she did same suffering, same degree of suffering was spiritually. How much they are hard. Sometimes physical pains are a lot easier than the spiritual pain. But true mother took all those suffering and never complained, just quiet and patient took, and just support the true father. And the same thing to other true father, to make every father you make you happy, comfort you. Every parent, we are so grateful to have true parents. And now we understand the true parents, their heart deeper and detailed more than ever by Dr. Yong's guidance. We are so appreciated. And Dr. Yong's guidance is so really because he already overcome everything, whatever he told us. So we are just appreciate, just follow his guidance one by one. We cannot do everything, but following one by one, I can feel I'm changing little bit, like a baby step. But my heart getting deeper and real, and I become really a child, having parents. So everything grateful. So also brothers and sisters, we are our brothers and sisters who work together. Our true parents wasn't so grateful for everything you give us. Today we learn something new, and we try to practice whatever you learn. And all leads me to become really, you are a child, having parents, and you are a child for two parents. Thank you so much, and please protect our mother's health and safety. She's almost 80 and has stood up strongly, spiritually, but physically, she shows a smile, but her body is not having parents. Please protect and comfort her. I know true father you do. I know true parents, having parents you do. And pray I pray and report with all brothers and sisters heart together. I report Kyoera Parker Breast Center family as you.
아주 키요의 파커상 아리가또 고자이마스.本当に深いお祈りありがとうございます。Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Parker, for your deep and beautiful prayer. And at this time, brothers and sisters, we will be going into our breakouts to be able to share your wonderful appreciation and gratitude points with one another. And if you're joining here alone, then please take this time to reflect on them as well. So with that, let us go into our breakouts. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a wonderful time being able to share with each other your appreciation points. I was really lucky to hear something really beautiful from our state leader of Arkansas. So please help me welcome up Anton Sherbel and Miri Kumar to be able to share their gratitude points at this time.
Yeah. It's already just not long ago we were here, so
Israel.
have a professional of being gratitude. Oh, a new profession. We are not American citizen. No, I'm not an American citizen, and yet I'm, and I was here in UTS, so I experienced 4th of July a few times, but this first time in 4th of July, I felt more close to America just because of gratitude. I went to a mega church, and a veteran there, he had all his medal there, and I asked him which war he was fighting, and he was in Desert Storm. It's an operation that protected Israel, the country that I came from. So I told him, thank you for protecting my country. And he was in tears. And I just realized that we really have to be very grateful for the veterans that they sacrifice a lot. And I come from a country that everybody's a veteran, also myself. And Israel treats the veterans very, very well. And I really hope that also America will treat the veterans very well, because it's very difficult to go and sacrifice for other people that you don't know. It's easy to protect your own people, but to protect someone you don't know and suffer so much and much more isolation, because in my country, they can come and visit at home sometimes, but they're disappearing for many years. And so I just myself want to very much thank all the veterans in America. And also I want to thank America for the part that they live for the sake of other countries. And I think my country of Israel really could not survive without the support of America. So I want to thank all of you for representing America. And
감사합니다. Thank you. Wow. Okay, the Anton.
Yes, so I'm very grateful for morning devotion. I'm very grateful to live here in Arkansas. And as Miri said, in every country, people give their life to defend their own country. But only America is the country where people die for other countries. So here in Little Rock, there's a park, MacArthur Park, who liberated True Father and Chung Nam. And from this state, 461 young people, they went to a foreign country. They didn't know. They died for another country, for other people, which they don't even know. So I'm very, very grateful for that, for the sacrifice of America. And I'm proud to be an American, to be here.
Thank you, Midi and Anton. Yeah, that's why. And on whenever Father send the missionary to oversee, and then Father said, you need to love your mission country more than your own country. That kind of the guidance is really incredible. Even my mother talked to me when I become the missionary to Malaysia and Singapore. My mom told me that you need to love your mission nation more than me. Wow, this is really incredible. That's why just now Midi mentioned that she appreciates America. If you love America more than Israel, and then you really become true Israel person. Yeah, we need to do. Everybody have this kind of same concept, mindset. Now, wherever we go, we need to love that place more than my hometown, more than any area. That is we are true people of true parents. Thank you for your beautiful sharing. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much. And next, I'd like to invite up Ellie and Nicole Liking. If Ellie and Nicole Liking can please unmute yourself at this time and share.
Oh, Ellie, Nicole, Ellie, 사바카니.
Yeah, I was sharing this morning. I'm first of all grateful for that Heavenly Parents are alive and myself, I am alive. And that I'm grateful for this morning heart devotion that really is transforming people's life in America. I can feel that even when we're reading Hundoke this morning, there is a lot that two parents share. They actually disclose God's heart, but we did not pay attention. And then we did not do what we're supposed to do. But today, with Dr. Yong, morning devotion, he's helped us really to go deeper in understanding God's heart. And that Dr. Yong has brought a lot of transformation in America. That I believe that really America is being revived. I can feel my personal life being changed. And that for me, this is from my heart, that Dr. Yong is not just North American Continental Director, but North American Continental Messiah, because it's giving love to people. This is from me. This is really from my heart. So I'm very grateful to Dr. Yong who have transformed our life, our relationship, and that we can feel that love has no distance,
Yes.
no space, no time. So
Yes.
we can feel your love from distance.
Yeah.
I have not met you, but spiritually I can feel your love. So
Yeah.
thank you very much
I'm
for
really
bringing transformation in America.
I'm really grateful to you, Ellie. And yeah, Nicole.
Yeah, I was sharing in my group that I'm so grateful to wake up that morning because yesterday we run at the hospital. Our last daughter put beans in his nose and we will have to run in the hospital, but I'm so grateful everything was well. And then I'm so grateful for the second gen who is standing up for the Providence. We can feel that it's no more going to be the same. I'm so grateful for them, for the second gen who is on the head now. And Dr. Yam, we are so grateful for you. You're transforming many people's life. My life and everybody's life is no more the same. Yeah, you are like a parent and for us. Yes, that's what I was sharing in my group. Thank you.
Wow, Ellie and Nicole, whenever I see your face, your couple's face, so exciting. I'm so much grateful to your couple. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you very much, everyone, for sharing and really uplifting today. And so now at this time, we'd like to go to the main portion of Morning Heart Devotion, which is our incredible internal guidance from our Continental Director, Dr. Yong. So let us welcome Dr. Yong.
안녕하세요. Good morning. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters, clergies, and ambassador for peace. 안녕하십니까? Today, I will share again with the title of God Will Visit Me Soon. Yes, this came from Mother of Peace, Mother's Word. Let's invite our Heavenly Father to read.
Without sacrifice and service, one cannot even begin to think one is living for the sake of others rather than for oneself. As I strictly cultivated my faith from a young age, I cherished a dream deep within my heart That dream was to liberate my Heavenly Father who, throughout history, gave himself for the salvation of humanity. I wished to free him from the chains of our fallen history. During the post-war years, the streets of Seoul were full of the wounded. Numerous children, including war orphans, were suffering from hunger and disease. Few people were able to get timely treatment when they became sick. I wanted to heal people's injuries, relieve their pain, and guide them to a brighter world. As it was time for me to enter high school, in the spring of 1959, I entered St. Joseph's Nursing School.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. True Mother said, without sacrifice and service, one cannot even begin to think one is living for the sake of others. Wow. I love the word of sacrifice and service. I already mentioned a few days ago. True love always requires a sacrifice. If you know true meaning of sacrifice and true love, you can, upgrade your spiritual life to different dimension. Let's understand what's the meaning of true love. True love always requires sacrifice. You need to pay the price, holy price. Then their love belongs to you. There can be no love without sacrifice. Why do we like the noun, the mother? Everybody loves mother more than father. Why like that? This is because mothers always live with the, premise of making sacrifices for their children. The more you sacrifice and the more you serve, the more you become the owner of true love, and then center of true love, right? So in order to experience true love, to gain true love, one way, you need to sacrifice and serve people. Sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice, and serve and serve and serve and serve. This is the best way to create world peace. This is the best way to really relate to the people. That's why Mother talking about, without sacrifice and service, one cannot even begin to think one is living for the sake of others. And a person with the character of a servant hates to sacrifice. Also, he can never do a service that does not benefit himself, because the servant thinks of himself first. This is a servant's mentality. Servant's mentality doesn't want to sacrifice, and then always try to get something, try to get some benefit for himself, and think himself first. That is a servant's mentality. We came from servant's blood lineage. Therefore, the secret to being able to subjugate everyone is to sacrifice and serve people what? Actually, if we truly sacrifice for others, truly serving for the sake of others, actually no need word. No need word. If you put your word first, if you speak out first, or rather than sacrifice and serving, no one follow you. No one. Why we have always a conflict? Because we say first, rather than action of the sacrifice and serving. That is always problems. Without much talking, truly practice the sacrifice, truly serving others, then we can create harmony, we can create peace. How much I can someone love? Father said, how can I know how much I love someone? You just ask to your own self, how much can I sacrifice for them? As a husband, how much do you love your wife? It means how much can I sacrifice for my wife? How much do you love your parents? It means how much can you sacrifice for the sake of your parents? Truly you love your nation, it means how much are you ready to sacrifice for the sake of your nation? True Mother said, as I strictly cultivated my faith from a young age, I cherished a dream deep within my heart. That dream was to liberate my Heavenly Father who, throughout history, gave himself for the salvation of humanity. I wish to free him from the chains of our fallen history. Trumana already knew that God is a God of suffering and sorrow even before she had a holy blessing with true Father. So true mother's wish was also how to liberate God's suffering and his sorrowful heart. The wish of anyone who experienced God's heart was to liberate God's sorrowful heart. Anyone experience, once you experience about God's real situation, God's reality, God's real sorrowful heart, everybody have a strong desire. And also then they don't want to go back to their own situation. They really want to liberate God's heart. Like a true father, like a true mother, some of our senior blessed couple who experience of God's heart. Their life is, final goal is really how to liberate God. Like a true parent, we also should have our lifelong desire to liberate God's sorrowful heart. However, my brothers and sisters, God's liberation from suffering and sorrow is to liberate humans. God's wish is to liberate human beings, the children of God. Therefore, the liberation of mankind's salvation can be seen as God's liberation. That's why those who really love God, automatically they concentrate to liberate all mankind. Please, Heavenly Honey.
We cannot meet God from a position of reigning over others. He finds us when we are silently working for the sake of those in greater difficulty than ourselves. I came to know that when we think about God's will from the lower position, the position of offering and self-sacrifice, God's bitterness washes away and he will come to us.
Yes, thank you. Here, Mother said that, I came to know that when we think about God's will from the lower position, which is the position of a servant, heart is a parental heart. When our mother and father take care of children, they are positioned like, from the lower position as a position of a servant and serving children willingly, happily, joyfully. That's why we need to have the same kind of the mindset and attitude toward people. Always we have to be humble. We need to have the lower position, like a servant's position, and serving them and sacrifice. I think this is the way we can liberate God's bitter heart. Today's Father's word, Father said, I did not pray for myself, even when I was being tortured. So please read.
I didn't sleep for 1 week in longing for God. It was normal for me not to go to sleep for 1 week out of longing for God. At times, my eyes were so swollen from crying that I could not see the sunlight. Based on this standard, you have to know how fake the members of the unification movement are. Do you understand? I am a person with a connection with heaven. Therefore, I walk a path that is beneficial for heaven. Therefore, I must offer my everything. Even if I starve, I have to be grateful to heaven. I am eating and living well in soul. Just because I am eating well now does not mean you should think Reverend Moon is eating and living well while I only have boiled barley. Curse Reverend Moon. You must absolutely not think that way. I have already walked this way before and established the foundation.
Okay, thank you. I just got a wrong title, and the new title is here. I did not sleep for 1 week in longing for God. True Father said it was normal for me to not go to sleep for 1 week out of longing for God. I cannot imagine. I do not understand what is the Father talking about here. He said again, it was normal for me to not go to sleep for 1 week out of longing for God. I envy truly true Father who miss God so much. I always think about when I will reach that kind of the level of Father's heart. It's really difficult for us who have fallen blood lineage. Entering the realm of God's heart is by no means an easy task unless my fallen blood lineage is completely changed. Nevertheless, no other choice. We must keep trying. Then here is the issue. So like a father, then how can we become human beings who can long for God? This is the issue, because Father already talking about the kingdom of heaven is the world of longing heart. You know, it's really essence. What's the essence of the heart that is longing heart? Even though someone beside you is already that kind of the longing heart, closeness, always creating unity, really. So that's why I think a lot about this one, and I research Father's word a lot. How can we have that kind of longing heart? The first stage of longing begins with the notion, concept first, and keep thinking about what the word longing means. You need to think about. You need to think about the concept of the longing, because a fallen man needs to have that kind of longing heart. That's why what's the first stage of the longing? It begins with the notion, just a concept first, or longing. What does it mean? Longing, longing heart. What does it mean? What does it mean? You need to think about that concept of the longing heart. The second stage is the consciousness of the longing heart. You have to be conscious of longing heart. And then really recognize it again and again and again. And third stage is to visualize longing. Long for a person you miss all the time by visualizing that person. For example, your family or someone you respect. You know, for me, I did not go to my home already nearly 2 years. And I know, of course, every day I have chatting, and sometimes communicate through the Zoom. When I think about my grandchildren, I can see they growing up so fast. When I think each one of my grandchildren, I have really longing heart. And also my 3 grandchildren. When I think about my wife, I have a full of longing heart. When I think my physical mother, she's a 93 years old woman. When I think about her, and automatically my longing heart comes out. So when I think about my grandchildren, my children, my wife, my father-in-law, my own mother, my own spiritual children, I have a full of longing heart. Even fallen human beings have this kind of the longing heart. And then I start to visualize longing for God. Even fallen father have this kind of longing heart, but God, you are true parents of all mankind. It is really true. You are my father. I am child of God. How much, Heavenly Father, do you long for me? Heavenly Father, I have a longing heart for you. And then there is a kind of, how say, really feel so close. And often tears come down. I really appreciate the Father. You teach me how to connect to Heavenly Father. Without raising up my children, it is impossible to have longing heart. Without my father and mother, impossible to even visualizing the longing heart. Without my grandchildren, I do not know what is the world of the longing heart. Wow. Actually, that is everything in the kingdom of heaven. You have everything. No need to worry what to eat, what to wear, what to drink. You have everything in the kingdom of heaven. The essence of the, true love is longing. Even though someone beside you has longing, hanging in together. Wow, how beautiful it is. There's a third stage is to visualize longing. And then when you visualize longing heart centering on your own children or own father or your own boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. And then what the fourth stage is to repeat with the desperate, honest, wish for longing, really longing. And then fifth stage that at some point it touches your heart. If you repeat continuously like that, if you have that kind of desperation, that's kind of the honest heart, then immediately connect to your longing heart. Father said, since fallen man is external, we need to first connect it from the external to internal. Original humans can feel something right away before being conscious of it. But fallen men have to be conscious at first. You need to be conscious. I have longing heart. God longing for me. I want to have that kind of longing heart for God. You have to be conscious. Always you need to recognize because we are fallen men. So try it even if it is at first. If you want to long for God, you need to meditate by always thinking about God's past. That's why Father said you need to pray often, centering on Adam's family. How was God's heart before creating Heavenly Father? How much excited to see his own children. And then after he created his own children, Adam and Eve, and all things, how much God is so excited. That's why you need to think about God's creation before creating, after creating. Father said, a person without longing is a fake. Fake children have no longing for their parents. or fake parents have no longing for their children. As Abel, the fact that he has no longing for his members tells us that he is a fake leader. As a husband, if he has no longing for his wife, he is a fake husband. As a member, if he has no longing for true parents, he is a fake member. As an unheavenly tribal Messiah, if he has no longing for his own tribe, he is a fake tribal Messiah. To create longing, you need to always live a consistent life with a Chung. So one of the best way to create longing heart, that is a Chung. What is the purpose of a Chung? To create longing heart, heavenly parents and true parents, my member of the HTM, my member, okay? Need to. That's why Chung is the best way. Without Chung, as a fallen man, you cannot create environment of the longing heart. You cannot enter the realm of the heart. So we should be able to grateful to heaven even when we are starving, Father said. Wow, beautiful guidance, even though I'm talking many, many times along, because this is the essence of the longing, the essence of the heart. Today, I'd like to talk about today's youth ministry, the position of the servant and the adopted son. The position of the servant. What is the position of a servant? As a person who has not yet been born again, no experience of rebirth, and does not know the circumstances and heart of God. And he needs to go through a person who has been born again. So the portion of a servant never experience, experience of rebirth. That's why anyone just join unification movement, anyone really just join church, your position is a position of a servant. So you need to go through your Abel, who has been born again. You need to have that kind of artistic Abel. And then when you need to give and take with that kind of artistic Abel, you need to thoroughly follow your Abel's direction. The servant is still in a position where he has not been freed from his sin. Never free from sin. It is a life centered on desire of the flesh like animals. Then those who are in the position of the servant always committing sin. Committing sin and regret, really feel always a pang of conscience. Feel always guilty. See, chapter 2 movie, pornography, and physical action. It's like animal. Like animal. Focus on just what to eat, what to wear, what to drink. Kind of the animal level. This is the position of the servant. Never free from sin. That's why did not overcome yet that kind of the pornography and the fallen environment. Look at the woman, have a chapter 2 thinking, whenever look at the man and the that kind of thinking. Wow, this is a really still position of servant, inherit still, Satan's plural lineage. The servant's eye is looking for this kind of the chapter 2. That's why I told you who still in the position of the servant, never free from sin. It is a life centered on desire of the flesh like animals. Just focus on what to eat, what to drink, what to wear. Centering on like physical desires. A person in the position can break free from his wrong habit only when he is able to control. This kind of person cannot control his physical desire. Therefore, you need to have the thorough training under the able control. Otherwise, if you are free physically, then you can commit sin again and again and again. Because we came from servants' blood lineage. It is the religion of the servant that has the appearance of the believing on the surface, while only keeping rituals and running errands according to the lineage from which one was born. The servant's faith is very habitual, very horizontal, always self-centered, and then work-oriented, just work. Don't care hard. Just work-oriented, habitual lives. Do not about concentrate about the human relationship, artistic relationship. Just work, make money and come. Oh my goodness. This is the position of a servant. And always acts continuously, consciously of someone. Oh, someone look at me, I need to do very well. Oh, my able check. Oh, I need to be careful. Seldom use heart. This is the position of the servant. Since Peter, one of the Jesus' main disciples, since Peter followed Jesus by expecting that he would enjoy the day when the Lord was glorified, he ran away when the Lord was carrying the cross. His servant nature was exposed. If he had been in the position of the adopted son, at least the adopted son level, he would have died together. That's why he did not grow up, even though followed Jesus, but he could not throw away the position of the servant. Just very external. Oh, Jesus created miracle. Wow, Lord, I confess you are my Lord. Doesn't have artistic connection. That's why Jesus said to talk to the Peter, get away from me. You are Satan. Get away. Never knew Jesus' internal suffering, internal heart. That is the portion of the servant. We no need to blame actually Peter. We are same as Peter. We are same as Jesus' disciples sometimes. Or someone is a person who wants to receive only great grace, centering on his own circumstances, and receive only great gifts, implying a laborer. He or she serves the owner only to receive wages for labor. Okay, my owner paid the salary. Oh, that's fine. You connect to your owner just centering on job, centering on money. That's it. Not more than this. No artistic relationship. That is the portion of the servant. Then what the portion of adopted son? Adopted son is different. He's a person who knows the circumstances of true parents and can indemnify even the sin of his ancestors. And he lives his life of faith. His blood lineage is being changed. Gradually purify his blood lineage. Much better. Even though could not understand completely God's heart, God's situation well, but try to be responsible for. Try to be responsible for humans suffering, through parents suffering. Even though my heart not reached that level, I try to console him, try to comfort him, but very hard. Sometimes they have that kind of heart. Sometimes we forget it. But they have experience like on the way, changing their blood lineage from servant's blood lineage to, adopted son. Although he does not have a true blood lineage, he has a sense of attachment that try to take care of the circumstances of the owner from the point of view of the owner. Oh, if I do like that, my Abel, what does he think? And then try to adjust according to Abel's heart. Try to attend him. Try to love him. Try to serve him. Not just only walk. He tried to understand the situation of the owner and as his own and try to take responsibility. Gradually, his blood lineage is being changed. And he becomes a being of hope both in spiritual world and earth. Even though completely not yet enter the world of heart, but try to be really put so much effort, even though struggling. Sometimes it's kind of in a position of servant, but he knows that I cannot be done like that. I need to change my blood lineage. I need to change my attitude. So much putting effort. And then you can see you are gradually growing up and then changing blood lineage and try to be responsible for others. And then Father said, he becomes a being of hope, both in spiritual world and on earth. And he comes to know clearly that he belongs to Father. And so he's owned by the true owner. So those who already enter the adopted son level, which is the growth stage, and the mindset is very clear. Even though it did not reach the level of heart, but your vertical concept is very clear. I belong to God. I belong to true parents. I am son of God. I am daughter of God. But your vertical alignment, your understanding divine principle is very, very clear. Even though your action is not reach that level, but your mindset is very clear. That means you are already reached to the position of the adopted son level. If I belong to God, I am absolutely obedient. I cannot insist on my own opinion. If I belong to God, whatever God order, I absolutely follow. A child who truly respects his parents must obey what they want him to be, rather than wanting his parents to suit him. This is important. I need to focus on what parents want, not my parents focus on me. Adopted son, even real son and adopted son, blood lineage is different, right? Adopted son call his father, oh, my father and father, you are my mother, you are my father. But blood lineage is completely different. Your blood lineage come from fallen blood lineage, and then you know that your adopted son, or I need to call him, he's my father, he's my mother. Even though they are my father and mother, but actually your blood lineage came from Satan's blood lineage, from different blood lineage. However, try to really respect them, love them, follow them, try to be responsible for them. Already different level. Father said, if unification is at least reach to the position of the adopted son, then Father said, on all entire unification movement, completely different stages. Even though we receive blessing, many of them are still in the position of the servant. Some of them little bit become mature and try to be responsible for God's responsibility and true parents' responsibility. Even though our heart not reached like a level of completion, My brothers and sisters, our final goal is not to become the servant position, not just only to become the position of the order of the son. Our final goal is how can I become true son or daughters? True son or daughters, there is no gap between parents and child. And completely understand God's heart. Like a true father, when think about God, just tears come down, non-stopping tears. When you look at the people and always sympathize them, try to help them, treat them as God's sons and daughters, even though they are fallen people. Always tears. And then he or she, his goal and her goal is what? How to liberate God's heart. Nothing else. Just tears, just sacrifice. This is the level of filial sons and daughters. My brothers and sisters, long way to go. But at least we understand, who am I? What kind of level of heart do I have? At least we recognize, who am I? And then we can go forward, centering on our final goal, how can become filial sons and daughters. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yong. Through True Parents' words, being able to remind us of the essence of a longing heart, which is action and which comes from true love, which is all about Jeonsung and putting it into action. And also to be able to share about the position of a servant and adopted son to help us understand more clear so that we can eventually reach to the point of becoming true sons and daughters of our beloved Heavenly Parents. So thank you very much, Dr. Yong, for your
Aju,
wonderful
Yasu, Aju.
day. And with that, brothers and sisters, let us go into our breakouts so that we can share what we were able to take away from Dr. Yong's guidance and any insights that you may have. And also if you're joining here alone, please take this time to really reflect and talk with God. So I just want to say thank you, and let us go into our breakouts. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had an incredible sharing with one another. And to be able to share with the whole group at this time, I'd like to first invite up Mr. Tom Weller. Mr. Weller, if you can please unmute yourself and share.
I am so grateful for heaven's patience. Habitually, many of us, and I'm certainly one of them, we start to be thinking like a servant again, and our devotions become obligations. And every day we are getting the opportunity to stop thinking that way. And the morning devotion is such a wonderful help. From the beginning of the day, don't think like a servant. Think like an adopted son. Try to discover what the parents want and do that. I'm even thinking now of something I have on the wall called the 10-second rule. That often you will know there is something you can do that would genuinely please God and true parents. Without calling attention to yourself, do it before you change your mind.
Wow, thank you, Tom Weller. Where's your behind your background? Where is that?
It is Montreal.
Oh, I see.
Time when everything was just beginning to glow with the
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Tom Weller. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Willett. And next, I'd like to call on Meseret Sigelai. Excuse me if I can't pronounce the name, but
yes.
Meseret Sigelai. Yes, please share.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Young.
Me too.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, yes. I'm so grateful for this morning devotion. Every day I am learning, and yes, every day we, even with our families, if we had that kind of longing heart, our relationship improves. And always, even with our own brothers and sisters, with our parents, everything changed. Even really to be in this morning devotion, my experience with these families always really, even them, they feel a lot of change, and true love, and everything they say, we center on our couple. Even my family, when they make decision, they call my couple. How do you feel? How do you see?
Wow.
I said, oh my God, do we have to make a decision every time? Like every time they have to call us, we have to, how does it happen? Because
you are already able position.
Yes. So thank you so much. Yes, it's true. Even with our children, we can see when we, use different ways when we talk with them. But when it is with a longing heart, even they act very differently. They respond very differently. And yes, thank you so much. Yes, we are hungry for this morning devotion every day. We're yearning for it.
Thank you. How about your husband? Your husband, why don't you share?
David.
David.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I just arrived from work, and as my wife said, the morning devotion has actually transformed all of us, transformed our lives, and making everyone very close, and actually closer to our parents, closer to ourselves, becoming our own, taking our own personal responsibility very strongly. And first of all, Dr. Young, when you are assigned to come to America, we feel like the Messiah has come to America again, and we want to create a very strong bond with you and our true parents, true mother, and we want to make the providence to move
Wow.
and make this country better place for the whole world.
Yeah.
As a middle of the world, it's not in our 2 parents. So
Thank
we are
you.
really
Thank
grateful.
you. The message you came from where originally?
Ethiopia. I came from Ethiopia. yes.
Ethiopia. I see. This looks like
And he's
David.
from Kenya.
Oh,
Kenya and Ethiopia.
Looks like a David, like your son.
Yeah.
Your husband is like your son.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your sharing. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Yeah,
God bless you. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. And for that beautiful sharing. And thank you, everybody, for really sharing with one another your incredible insights and inspirations. And of course, I'd like to continue to encourage to please invite more brothers and sisters to join this Morning Heart Devotion experience so that they too can receive the incredible insights from Dr. Yong through True Parents' words. And also, because I've been just telling people to invite, I also would like to invite you, anyone who's joining us on Facebook and YouTube, to join this Zoom experience so that you can possibly win the lottery and join a breakout room with Dr. Yong. And so now also, if I can ask you to turn your attention towards the chat, we have the donation link. So you can always just click on there to offer anything that your heart desires to support this Morning Heart Devotion Ministry. And also at the bottom of my screen, you can see the link to the donation page. So with that, brothers and sisters, I'd like to go to our musical offering now. And so I'd like to welcome up one of our favorite brothers who's going to offer this incredible music and performance again. So please help me welcome up Mr. Lawrence Bear.
Here we are. Thank you so much.
Lawrence! Whoa, great.
There you go. Thanks for another amazing message this morning, Dr. Yang. I want to apologize to anybody who sent me a photo that I got more photos than I was able to use for this song. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to include everybody, but I hope it touches everybody's heart. And Dr. Yang, this is a song about God's original longing for us, even before the creation.
Very much relate to today's topic. Thank you.
Totally.
Yeah.
So please enjoy.
Yeah.
Not a random occurrence, and no throw of the dice, no haphazard arrangement could ever suffice. Long before history, before old was new, God was dreaming of you. God was dreaming of you. Just the right combination of humor and grace, fortified with courage, rooted in faith. And what I believe that dreams really come true. God was dreaming of you. Yes, God was dreaming of you. Don't ever doubt that you are loved. There's nothing further from the truth. No matter how you may struggle or what you have to go through, before the sun was golden, before the sky was blue, God was dreaming of you. He held you close to his bosom till the time was just right. He chose a mother and father and a bit of moonlight, and then he counted the hours until the day you were due. How God was dreaming of you. Yes, God was dreaming of you. Don't ever doubt that sky was blue, I was dreaming of you. From the day that I met you, I knew it was fate. All the trials and frustrations were worth the wait. All those years of longing and loneliness were through. How I was dreaming of you, how I was dreaming of you. Doubt that you are loved. No, don't ever doubt that you are loved. There's nothing further from the truth.
Oh my God! Oh my God! All kinds of photos. So interesting. Thank you so much for putting so much your effort and heart. 감사합니다, Lawrence. You always make us so happy. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Mr. Bear. I hope, I'm sure everybody also felt all the Jeonsung that you put and the work that you've been putting into making that happen. And I think it really uplifted each and every person's heart. So thank you so much, Mr. Bear. Whew, all right. So thank you, brothers and sisters. To close out this incredible Morning Heart Devotion experience today, I'd like to invite up Miss Kotone Narifusa to offer the closing prayer.
Good morning. Thank you. Please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, true parents in Jesus, good morning. Wow, so much amazing wisdom through Dr. Young this morning. And I know I have taken away a lot from this message this morning. So I'm really hoping that everybody here was able to take away something that really stood out to them and they can really resonate with them throughout the day and throughout this week. We're just so grateful for this opportunity and this platform to be able to gather. And during our day-to-day lives, it's so easy to lose motivation, and it's so easy to be consumed in our day-to-day activities that we almost forget to invite you into the space and really look for you in our relationships and look for you and bring you into our conversations throughout the day. So I am very thankful to start our day here with everybody and understand that even though we are still servants and adopted sons and daughters, that you still want us and you still are our parents and always rooting for us and always wanting us to come back to you. And I hope that we can realize that there's always a way when there's a will, and that throughout these long 6,000 years of history, true parents are now here, and they're really teaching us the truth and teaching us so much of your heart and your wisdom to all of us here. So there's a lot to be grateful for. And as long as we individually have a longing heart to come closer to you, and we individually want to be close to you, that you are always there no matter what circumstances and what things that happen in our own lives and things that we think that nobody is watching, but you're always watching. So with that, I hope that we can all have an amazing day today, and that we can really utilize this information and feel motivated and excited with another day. I pray for everybody's health and wellness here, and I pray for everybody's day today and every day this week. And I'm really thankful again for this wisdom and for everything that you have given us in this life that we are living, and your parents and Dr. Young and everyone here. I'd like to conclude my prayer today, this morning, in my name, Katone Narikusa, daughter of Hiroshi and Toshiko Narikusa, blessed and your family. Aju.
Wow, thank you, Kotone Narifusa. I have longing heart for you. Miss you, Kotone. Someday I can see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kotone. And with that, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining for today's Morning Heart Devotion. And as always, we will see each other tomorrow. And I hope you have a blessed, wonderful, and a victorious day. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Dr. Yong.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yong. Thank you, everyone.
Dr. Young, thank you.
Hug you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Tom, brother.